over to that D.Va, and AKM, of course, on the Soldier. So I think a little bit better known for AKM with his Soldier, and of course, previously McCree play, even though we're unlikely to see it on this patch.
That would be nice. Oh, well.
But pretty standard stuff for Hollywood. If you're going to try and defend the top of Cafe, or attack from the top of Cafe to maybe make a long flank around.
Yep.
So
here we go. Argentina on the fence. France, of course, on the offense. And they're coming in. I like the defense matrix right at the beginning, just in case you have like a biotic grenade coming through or something. You always want to be careful with that.
Yeah, just a little bit of caution, as you say.
Yep.
So
you never know.
Looks like AKM, they're just going to take a very forward and aggressive approach to the point right now, not trying to take any high ground at all.
All right. Yeah, just kind of milling around as Nox edges forward onto the point. Soon is there. Klaus getting forced back just a little bit. Argentina pushed back into a corner, but now they're on the attack. Nox very low. If they can pick him, that's the end of the push for France. But they managed to keep him up. Nox's health regenning as we speak, getting those heals. Soon on the escape, comes back in for a bit of damage. Dangerous positioning for him. Unko actually going down, as does Soon. So Argentina finally starting to put that defense together. And it looks like they will be able to hold for now.
Yeah, really early EMP picked up too for Argentina, so that very successful in the end. France saw an opening when they saw that Klaus had already used his rewind on Tracer, and so they tried to make an aggressive push over the point, but unfortunately DDX already doing a lot of work charging that ultimate up, and he's going to be back at about 50% once again. So France repulsed after their initial attempt. Are they going to try something a little bit trickier this time?
Well, they're gonna throw that pulse bomb into the sound barrier. No kills coming out of that one. Klaus still looking for a bit more damage on the Nox and Soon. Meanwhile, Leviathan smacked down. No tactical visor for you. What are you seeing in that tac visor? It's a giant gorilla paw. That's rough. Meanwhile, on the point, here comes the EMP for Argentina. Can they use it to retake this, though? DDX, nice hack onto Nico there. No defense matrix for a little bit, but he's kind of on his own. Not a lot of teammates left to help defend against France here.
Yeah, AKM never had an opportunity really to use that tac visor, but because they shut down the tac visor from Argentina, it wasn't the biggest deal.
Yeah.
But they tried to be aggressive because they knew the Sombra EMP wasn't up, so both sound barriers coming out very early in that fight, but Nox managing to find the clutch kill over onto Leviathan, and that will earn them at least point A.
Sure enough. France will get the payload moving, and Argentina has to back away. I have much respect for anyone who names themselves Battletoad, as long as he's actually beaten that game, because that is hard.
Yeah, I've never beaten that game.
Me neither. Oh. He actually has. Oh, okay. Well, Klaus.
That's actually
that was a very optimistic move.
That was a very optimistic pulse bomb, and the fact that he manages to die during it too, because there isn't so much wiggle room for this Argentina team, that was a bit of a throwaway. Klaus has not been too on point, I think, with his Tracer plate this match so far.
Now, to me, the star's been DDX on this Sombra. I think he's played it really well. Leviathan, like you mentioned, had pretty good ults. Speaking of ults, AKM pulls out the tac visor. Trying to zone out Argentina. There's that EMP, though, from DDX. He dies as soon as he uses it, though. And now the follow-up from Argentina coming in. It's a brawl, but AKM does go down eventually. That payload stalled out for the moment. France is probably going to need to regroup. Yeah, definitely going to need to regroup after this.
Yeah, and the ults forced out of France at the end there. The tac visor from AKM didn't accomplish much, but it did at least zone out Necta during the primal rage, so they didn't have to do that. But no real ground gained for the actual payload itself. And now they're staring at a situation where at least there isn't going to be a EMP to negate their sound barrier, but
oh man, Klaus went for another pulse bomb but didn't get anything out of it. Tranquility comes out now on the side of France. Unko trying to keep people alive. There's the sound barrier to fall up for that second defensive ult. Leviathan has the high ground, but he just doesn't have a great angle on Argentina. Meanwhile, the rest of his team kind of falling all around him, and he's going to have to back away. That may just be point B for France. Yeah. I think Argentina's going to get one more chance at the very end, but I mean, it's going to be close.
Even if they try and contest the cart right now, Dylan, there's a self-destruct and a primal rage to deal with. DDX being cute on the side, invisibly contesting the cart, but that's going to be a quick punch onto Soon, so maybe they can actually come back out of this. AKM does make it up on top of the bridge.
Oh, that was really sick from DDX. Get that angle onto the Soldier 76, but that payload is basically on the end there. And AKM coming in with the attack visor, more or less unopposed. And that may be it right there. If they can deal with this rampaging Winston, they can finish the map. AKM trying to do his job. Battletoad does go down. And that is it. France will take Hollywood.
It's just so hard to actually hold in that particular position, because if there's a D.Va that's pushing the cart and the Winston, they've got so much time.
Right.
And when it's only a couple of meters, you need just a few seconds to zone people off, and it's almost impossible to deal with that if you're Argentina. They made a good show of it, but couldn't quite get there in the end. It was admittedly relatively competitive. Only about a minute and a half left on the clock for France, and
all right,
we're going to see a Sombra play of the match.
You know, like I mentioned in that last round, the highlight was really for me DDX. I think he had some pretty great Sombra play. Had the good EMPs. He built them extremely quickly, even for a Sombra, and seemed to always have the right hacks.
Yeah, certainly did, and I do wonder a little if Monk's just straight out of there.
We haven't been in all the buildings here. We don't know that it's abandoned. It's likely, though. We'll see. Everybody jumps onto the point. Let the battle begin.
Okay.
Here we go. Rogue in the blue.
Yeah, Argentina really committing to DDX on the Sombra.
Yeah. Oh, we heard about this. I mean, we know what a good Sombra player is. We know that he really likes to prioritize that. And I guess they're just going to run it every round, every map. Interesting. Looking for the hack, couldn't quite find it. France does find purchase on the point as it unlocks. A control meter building up, and it looks like, oh, maybe not quite. Argentina with a last-minute try to take it first. France backing off. And yeah, just a nice little organized retreat for France, and they are going to get the control percent building early. Nice shot on the Klaus from AKM.
Well, because of the way Argentina, so they had to go through the building, so at least they would have some health packs to hack.
Sure.
But unfortunately, when AKM is back on this Soldier, if they try and just come at the point from around that side, he's got way too much room to work with.
It's just so easy to...
Wins just taking out the Sombra.
It's so easy to chase that Sombra down, too, sometimes, when you know that translocator isn't up, and it's going to be tough for DDX on some of these rounds. I mean, when we get to a point like Sanctum, or if this was Lijiang Tower and we were in Control Center, yeah, Sombra, we see it a lot. But things like Shrine, it's an unorthodox pick for this round.
Yeah, certainly is. But he's going to get the EMP anyway.
All right, yeah, soon goes down immediately afterwards. Klaus looking for another victim in AKM. He finds it, too. Now that Pulse Bomb to use. Not going to need to use it against the Zenyatta, probably. Yeah, Unko taken down with a little bit of help from DDX as well. And Argentina in prime position to flip this one over.
And now they're going to be able to hack health backs on both sides of the point. So this is where it can become very useful to have a Sombra if you're already in control.
Yeah.
Much harder, especially because you have to run across a large amount of open ground. So the EMP becomes much deadlier if you're trying to get through the single choke point, unless you're coming through the actual buildings themselves. But you can see Argentina posting up on the high ground, anticipating that already. But
I mean, unorthodox or not with this DDX Sombra, they certainly know how to use it. They're well practiced with this kind of thing. Nox coming in. Oh, Pulse Bomb. Now, it did get the kill into Soon. Wow, I didn't know if he'd grab anything with that. They've got the sound barrier, too. France coming in short-handed. We'll see what they can pick up. Leviathan with that tac visor. A lot of that getting absorbed, but it does occupy the attention of Nico for quite a while, too. Meanwhile, Argentina picking up some more kills, and Leviathan not even dropping down to half health there. Argentina, they're going to catch up in control percent here.
Yeah, he does have a very good sense of where the D.Va is and what the cooldown is on that defense matrix, because he's getting a ton of kills, actually, more than we saw in any other match so far today with that tactical visor. So his success really working out, and even though we saw Nico get there, it was already after AKM had fallen, so the damage had really already been done. Here's the EMP, and that's the danger of the Sombra.
Oh boy, that's a big EMP. Klaus throws out the Pulse Bomb. Not a big Pulse Bomb here, but a lot of members of France still dealing with that hack. AKM does get killed in the neck, and Unko, wow, there's a bloodthirsty support move for you. Klaus not surviving that one, and now France with a golden opportunity to flip this point back.
The EMP managed to find a lot of targets, but France immediately disengaged, so couldn't get the damage down and really punish the lack of movement because they walked immediately back through the choke. They were definitely ready for that cooldown, and they are going to be looking to close this map out with Argentina only at that 81% mark.
Yeah. Do you feel like France is starting to sort of get a read on Argentina? You know, because we're seeing the same thing now that we saw in Hollywood, and it becomes a bit transparent over time, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it is harder again to... Oh, well, they are going to find that one, though.
All right.
So Klaus actually doing a lot more work in this map than in the last one, winning those duels with Soon, and they are slowly draining this French god. They have trapped between a Tracer and a Winston.
Not a place I'd want to be. Certainly DDX with the option to EMP, but he's not going to need it.
This is so dangerous for France too, because if this point flips over, they will basically have one attack to work with, and that means they have to run directly to the point itself, and they can be caught out once again with the EMP, but this time they're not going to have the luxury of being able to fall back if they want to contest.
Well, Wins needs to not get EMP'd. He needs to not get EMP'd and then have that sound barrier to use. All right, there's the EMP. No sound barrier just yet. Leviathan, though, he's got the tac visor, and Argentina going in. They are crushing France right now.
Well,
how's that?
Yeah, they are crushing France, but Soon is actually making a comeback here. Those are some very big kills on the backside of the fight as Nico is able to get his suit back from the self-destruct.
No kidding. Argentina starting to drop a little bit now. Klaus still alive for the moment. He's got to get that pulse bomb up, and he's got to make it count. There's the sound barrier. Got the pulse bomb. Oh, he does manage to stick Nox, but it's just not enough damage with that shield from the Lucio ult. And France flips it back. We're going to go up to 99-99, and there's not a lot Argentina has to use to flip it back.
No, they have to use the Winston double jump with the Primal Rage just to contest the point right now, and that's just not going to be enough, I think, Doa.
Well, we'll see. 1-for-1 so far. Nox does have that Primal Rage to try to keep France alive here, try to claim Shrine. Leviathan goes down already, and yeah, with Uncle ripping people apart on Zenyatta like that, I think Argentina may be in a bit of trouble here on Shrine. Another tac visor used, but France not really even needing to get a whole lot with this one. OT should tick away fairly soon. There it is, and France does take the lead here on Nepal.
Man, that was really should have been an Argentina win on that point.
For sure.
When you have the control of the point and you have the EMP on Sombra, on Shrine, and you can actually just force them into the open because they have to contest it or you win the match. That they got the perfect EMP, but Nico and Soon 100% clutched that out, and having that great self-destruct kill and Soon picking up one for himself really kept France in that. So credit to Nico and Soon, but Argentina, man, they had such a good opening. They had every advantage and couldn't close it out.
That was one of those moments that's purely carried by the synergy between people that have played together for a long time, right? When you know that Diva ult is going to zone people in a way to set up easier kills for Soon, like, you only get that if you've played with someone for a while.
Well, also, Nico just has a history of having clutch Diva ults at the last second, and France is a team that stays calm under pressure, and that's where those kind of traits pay off. Village is going to be coming up here. We are going to be seeing the Pharmacy. Yeah,
we got Leviathan on the Pharah. Drops a little bit low there. Has to be careful. AKM looking for a kill. Oh, but AKM getting killed by Necta. Kills on both sides, but Argentina taking the early lead in this battle over Village. Interesting. Klaus finds the kill on the Wins, and so it looks like Argentina maybe going to be able to claim this one early as they chase France away, but a lot of members of France respawning now. This one could still be up for contestation.
Well, Argentina is definitely making this map of Nepal extremely close so far, and they are going to get the first cap here. So even though they came out with the Pharah and immediately died, DDX actually picking up a lot of ult charge, already having the res. So Argentina looking for a pretty lengthy hold. They are going to retake up on the high ground, sticking with the Pharah for the time being and just starting to spam those doorways with the rockets.
They've got some of those delay abilities too, right? Well, Pulse Bomb comes in, but Beast is getting very close to his self-destruct on Diva. Another way to just sort of get a little bit more percentage, you know? France cautiously moving in. There's a self-destruct from Beast Zukin. Oh, wow. Leviathan taken out. AKM with the Flying Soldier 76. Gonna back off now. France looking to try to flip this thing. Argentina needs to be careful. There's a tempo res onto Leviathan. Necta goes down immediately afterwards, so that is a tough res to swallow for Argentina. I think even with that sound barrier, I think it's going to get flipped.
I think you have to use that res sooner, Doa. He was holding that into his pocket. Pharah died very early. We did not get a chance to see DDX's positioning, but probably a bit of a late call there because Necta was already in trouble and dying pretty much immediately thereafter. So it looked like a bit of a mistake in the communication from Argentina. If they had tempo resed the Pharah just a little bit faster, I think they may have had a success holding that. As it stands, though, respectable 53% on the point.
Yeah, man, more than, well, about halfway there, rather. My math is not very good, apparently. 53 is halfway to 100. Well, in Doha math, yeah, it totally is. It totally is.
It's basically, you know.
It's just close enough. Close enough. I was an art major, you know. Klaus does go down. France with a good start here. AKM pops that tack visor. But a couple kills coming in for Argentina. They are making a go at it. And without Unko, France may have a little bit of a trouble holding this. He had that transcendence, and they could really use it right now.
GDX with another res already, though, so extended fight, giving Mercy a lot of time to get the heals, and they still have to deal with AKM, and they can't do it.
Yep. Oh, pulse bomb, not even close. Klaus not hitting that one. Lucio with a lengthy ultimate startup there. Argentina with the double res, though, stays in it.
That res was much better this time, Doa. That's the one you want to hit. Make sure you get a little bit faster. Battle over the point still ongoing there. Klaus getting a lot of free damage on the side. Now it's going to be trying to zone this Tracer out soon. Has to fall back, but he already did the damage, picked up the kill onto Necta.
Okay. So France gaining some percent now. And Argentina starting to get a bit frantic. They're going to have some ultimates for this next push. But they're ultimates that are kind of tough to pair together. Not a lot of synergy there.
Yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
Maybe you could try something like getting the D.Va ulted back and zoning them into a barrage, but AKM has been all over Leviathan.
And this is every Far's worst nightmare, right? Like a good 76 that's going to pick you out of the air, no matter if you've got that Mercy behind you or not. He's got the tack visor again, too. So with that D.Va suit nearly out of commission, there's not a lot stopping him. There goes Beast, or Battletoad, rather. And that's OT, and that's the map. France will take Nepal 2-0.
Yeah, AKM doing the work there, and as you say, it is far in this series.
That's a defensive Reaper, too, as we see France in the red on the attack here on Lunar Colony. And we usually see point A taken very quickly. Let's see if France can deliver. AKM running up to the high ground now. Generally where Soldier wants to be, getting in from behind Argentina. And Leviathan waiting around a corner somewhere, no doubt.
Yeah, Klaus just looking around the side right now, so they are trying to zone soon off and make sure that they can't make a very direct approach to the point right now.
Yep.
And they want France to be on the point. If you have that Reaper, you want them to commit to taking the point where you get in range of those shotguns.
That's right.
You're perfectly happy right now if you're Argentina. Just play around the flanks, make sure the Tracer isn't going to get a sneaky pulse bomb onto the backside, and just keep spamming through that door. At some point, France actually has to come in here.
It really does feel like a race between Klaus and Soon to get that first pulse bomb with a point this small. There's a Transcendence coming out very early for Argentina, and they're going to use that to try to push France back. No deaths just yet. But now, I figured as soon as I say that, somebody would die. There we go. AKM does go down. Beast gets the kill, and here it comes for Argentina. Although France coming back with a couple of their own, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be enough to push the point now.
Yeah, at that point, once you've committed the Transcendence, I think it was a little bit early. You could just basically stay in that formation forever if you're Argentina playing that far back. So for France, that's a bit of a win. You see the Trans come out. It doesn't really matter if you win the fight any longer, because you're going to come back in and they're just stacking ults.
Got that ult advantage. Unko coming in with his own Transcendence. Boot back for a moment. AKM, though, with that sound barrier, tried to get some kills with the tack visor, but didn't get a lot. Die. Well, maybe not this time for Leviathan. Still trying to fire away with those shotguns, but he's so low. Wraith forms away, and Argentina does lose DDX, and now France starting to finally get a little bit of purchase on the point.
Yeah, they are going to take this, though. And again, you really have to look. That was a very seemingly minor mistake, popping that Transcendence. And you look at it and you say, okay, well, Argentina, they won the fight, but at the same time, France just played the ult economy game better.
Yeah.
And Argentina got sucked into playing France's style. They got a little bit antsy when they should have just stuck to their strategy and forced France to fight directly on the point. Saved the Transcendence for that moment instead. So being down a support ultimate really did hurt them.
So now we have that pretty typical situation on Lunar Colony, where as the attacking team, you have a ton of time to approach this. So France, these early pushes, unless they happen to go super well, probably aren't going to matter too much. You want to build up some ultimates. You want to come at it with a big advantage. Yeah, if you can.
Klaus does get another pick onto Soon, though. That has been one of the big stories of this match, as Klaus keeps finding these kills on especially Nepal and now here on Horizon. So, you know, they did burn some decent time off the clock, at least repelling the first attack or so and having that first fight go for such an extended period of time. But still, 5 minutes that they've got to hold this point for.
Close pulse bomb, but doesn't catch anybody. Soon coming in to try to build up another one. They've got the Transcendence to keep people up for the moment. Now the Transcendence coming in a little bit later for Argentina, and that's going to give them the edge as they start to push France back a bit. And yeah, they're just gonna, I think they're just gonna hold off on this one. Kind of testing the waters there as they build more ultimates. You can see they have the sound barrier for wins, but now is not the time to use it.
No, at this time, Argentina looking more disciplined. They waited for that moment of commitment and answered with a trance of their own. So trading out evenly on this point so far. Now playing on the back, but Klaus actually is gonna die to Nox. That's huge.
That could be big. Sound barrier immediately used to try to shore up the defenses. Leviathan coming in. He's got that tack visor, which France has a little bit of a hard time dealing with. They do take down Neto, but France needs a bit more than that. They haven't even gotten the first tick yet. And yeah, wow, nice kill on Nox as he jumps out.
Leviathan's getting a little bit too much room here, though. Nobody really in his face. And that kill onto AKM on the high ground was really enabled by the tack visor, cutting off the rest of the French squad. AKM holding on to his tack, though, so they will be coming in with an ultimate. Difficult to use, though, as long as we see some decent positioning from Beast.
I mean, France will probably have the Transcendence very soon for this. Nox has that Primal Rage to kind of be disruptive. And here's another one of those Tracer battles. Soon did get the health pack, but he gets taken out.
He was forced to use his rewind first, so Klaus took advantage and all-in'd him right after that. No other way to get the health, so Klaus again clutching through in these Tracer duels, and that is just buying so much time for Argentina.
He had a bit of help from DDX, which is good too, because he kind of needed that Discord Arbon there, especially when Soon was able to get the health pack. So it wasn't quite the 1v1, but Klaus did come out with the kill in the end, which is pretty important. Transcendence for both teams used. Defensively early on for Argentina, around the same timing. We'll see what France can get accomplished here. Klaus does go down early to a dash from Nico. Swapped over onto that Genji. Leviathan, though, still fairly untouched in this back corner. And that's one of the things that makes this point hard to get. Well, it's hard to get back to these areas.
Yeah, but look at what they're doing with France. So Nico switched over to the Genji. Now they don't really have any pressure besides burst damage to come down onto Leviathan, who really has been untouched for this match and nearly up for another tack visor right now. So they have to have a very decisive strike onto the backline. Soon has to be able to deal some damage onto the Soldier 76 of Argentina, but Klaus is just intercepting him every time.
France drops the sound barrier. They are going in. A lot of ultimates used with the smart stick. Unco and AKM taken down by Klaus.
Play.
What a defensive ult from Klaus.
Oh man, you're so happy too, because seriously, you saw Wins drop the sound barrier and then you pick up the sneaky double kill with the pulse bomb. That is an incredibly good trade for Argentina.
And it seemed like that was possibly the fight that France wanted to make that big commitment with, and they pulled it back. They saved some of the ultimates, but losing that Transcendence early, you'd build it up again really fast, but that was a tough one to lose for France. They're running out of time.
Yeah, and even though they have a couple of clutch DPS holds from the Soldier 76 of the Genji, as long as Battletoad has good timing on that sound barrier, there is the possibility of him getting a pretty big victory from that.
Well, sound barrier comes in perhaps a little bit early. France can just pull back and wait it out. Don't know about that. AKM with the tack visor now. Beast comes in to try to disperse that a little bit. Meanwhile, Nico getting into the back. Got to deal with that Transcendence, though, on the side of Argentina. DDX keeping people up, letting Klaus get that kill onto Nico's Genji. And Argentina still holding strong.
Yeah, maybe a couple pushes left from France, depending on how, if Wins can stay alive. And looks like he will be able to back off into the end, is not going to get staggered and be out of sync with the spawns of the rest of his team. France, though, I think they blew that a little bit. They had a really good window because Battletoad actually used the sound barrier a little bit too early and didn't manage to protect Klaus either. So there was an opportunity for a big 6v5, but they couldn't find the kills with either the tack visor or the Dragon Blade.
Yeah. Well, here comes the defense again as France pushes in one more time. Soon does get the kill into Leviathan. That's a pick they've been looking for all match long. Transcendence for France, again, to try to build a bit more momentum. As they take this point, they're up to about 80% now, continuing to build. Argentina, they need to get back on there. Neto goes down, though. It's all Leviathan. He's got to stay alive. He's on the biotic field. DDX gets a kill on the AKM, and there's the sound barrier for France. This is a push, and they do get it. 17 seconds left on the clock, but taking point B on this map is really big.
Absolutely, and the initial kill onto Leviathan opened up for France. They are able, in this series, really to just clutch out at the very end. every time it looks like Argentina's going to have a good hold, somehow in the waning seconds of the round, they're able to get the necessary kills and the necessary team fights, but man, is it close.
Well, I think a big part of that was that Leviathan went down at the very beginning of that fight,
yes,
and so they had to wait for him to come back, and he did come back, but it was a bit too late, you know?
Yeah, DDX also didn't contest the point. He probably would have died immediately, but he was on the high ground, did get the kill onto AKM, but didn't try and take a shot at falling down and delaying it just a little bit longer.
You know, props to Argentina, though. They did hold France to just 70 seconds left, or 17 seconds rather, left on the time bank. So, you know, they held for a long time.
Yeah, and we are seeing at least some, I think, of the rust of France right now because their ult economy has not been great. A lot of their calls about when to use those ultimates have seemed just a little bit off. But still, I mean, you can't deny the raw skill of this roster.
Yep.
And that is propelling them to at least squeak by with the 17 seconds here on Horizon.
Yeah, it's still a tall order for Argentina. I mean, taking both points is tough. That Roomba needs some servicing, obviously. DDX back on the Sombra.
I mean, there's nobody
again.
there to clean for anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
I mean,
you're just making more of a mess by shooting everything.
It's also like polluting the air. There's a ton of smoke coming out of it, which means it's on fire somewhere. So how in the world? That's a very well-built Roomba, actually, to be on fire for that long. Impressive.
Just the wonders of technology in the future, Doa.
Take time to stop and smell the hydroponic flowers.
I actually think I'm more amazed by the fact that there's a moon base with like a hydroponics bay than I am that the Roomba is on fire and still working. But you know, you take your wonder where you get it.
To each their own. I think Roombas are pretty cool. They're good at distracting dogs and play-by-play casters. We'll see if France can defend against the attack from Argentina here on point A. DDX, like we mentioned, once again on that Sombra. Gotta build up. That EMP soon goes down early. Klaus has just been winning these duels over and over again. Man, what a story in the making for this kid. Again, he's just 16 years old, so to be doing this well at the very beginning of his career, good signs for this guy.
Yeah, Argentina, they are playing pretty far forward right now, and they are going to have to go back, though, with one death on their side so far, so couldn't actually capitalize too well on that point, but this is just a ridiculous duel. He's actually cut off inside the base, but now he's got to go.
Oh, it's so close. 31 health for Klaus. What a duel. Waiting for it. Soon so low, man. 10 health now. Can he get him? Oh, we're not going to fire down, I guess.
Soon
was. Oh, Soon was able to take that duel off screen. Meanwhile, France doing something a bit more important than a Tracer duel as they do defend against the push from Argentina.
Yeah, Unco too, getting up the EMP, but you look at what was happening there, and it was a bit cocky from Argentina. So basically, I don't know if I agree with trying to come back for Soon. Yes, Argentina lost a member there, so they were just trying to win the duel and then have their own Tracer Klaus double back and try and take the point, but it did go on a bit too long.
There's the EMP from DDX.
The EMP from Unco, actually.
Oh, Unco, yeah, my bad.
But, but they actually are back capping it right now. There is a Sombra on the point, and nobody from France is there.
Wow, all right. And DDX making a little bit of progress here. The duel against Soon. Soon has to back out. Wow. Soon getting out-dueled a little bit.
Oops, well, you can get pinched there by a Winston and a Tracer. And
that does help.
That is going to be it. So DDX will have the EMP advantage, though. So Argentina managed to make sure that Unco was not going to potentially have that one up in the next fight, although he is getting dangerously close once again.
Yeah, Wynn's very close to the sound barrier, so France is going to have a pretty strong defense. Nico about to have that Dragon Blade.
Well, Unco just died at 93%.
You know, yeah, with Unco falling there, might be different. EMP was used. Soon looking for a pulse bomb target. Meanwhile, Leviathan just trying to find what he can with that tac visor. They have the sound barrier to keep him up, and Argentina winning this fight. Soon, it's all on him, and he may have to back off. Yeah, well, he had that pulse bomb. Could have gone for a big play, but I think you reset here.
I just love all the Tracers pistol whipping each other here on the side, and finally the reinforcements arrive to help out Tracer. They are trying to get back onto the point, and there's an EMP, but Unco. Well, they're going to fall right into a lightning gun.
I mean, he's probably going to swap now at this point. There's no other reason you would use the EMP in that situation.
Yeah, sort of a last-ditch effort, but if he doesn't switch, though,
Unco.
That would be potentially quite awkward, Doa.
I think a swap to Zenyatta would be perfectly fine here, but he is staying with the Sombra. Okay, Nico does go down, too. Argentina charging onto the point. France has that sound barrier. They need to win this fight pretty hard, though.
At least they're going to get a D-suit, but they are still a man down. Klaus going to pick up wins, but Unko will at least...
Battletoad. Getting aggressive there, man. Chasing people down. Beast does get the kill into Unko here. It's a brawl, man. Oh, not anymore. Oh, both Tracers going down, and Beast just with Mini Diva looking for another opportunity to get that mech back, but it's gonna take a bit more time.
Yeah, that said though, another EMP going to be available for Argentina, and Unko still working back up to his. He's just been sticking to this Sombra so far, so dangerous situation for France, depending on how well this EMP can be used.
Yep. Unko's getting pretty close to that EMP now. And you know, the thing is, I understand the pressure to stay on the Sombra because you don't want all of your health packs hacked around your defensive holding.
Klaus got a kill though before they can actually get the EMP off, and there it goes, soon stuck in the corner, and that's a self-destruct.
Yeah, Beast gets a kill there. Argentina storming through DDX with the double kill. That was a great EMP from him. And if they can take down Nico, there's the hack. Oh, there's the kill though. Nico does get DDX, but that is some major percentage being built up by Argentina.
Yeah, they get up to 2 ticks, and the hack came through before the actual Dragon Blade could be pulled. Now, they are going to have to back off. Respawns here, just too close for France. Argentina has the time to work with, but now they only have 1 tick remaining. One decisive fight here in the next 3 minutes could turn this for Argentina, and they could match France in terms of point score.
All they really need to do is just be patient here. Take a little bit of time. Build up some more ultimates.
Yeah, absolutely. And they know Unko's down on the EMP right now, so they also are aware that Nico has the Dragon Blade from the hack earlier, so just they need to play around that, and they should be able to take it.
Pushing in now, don't expect a lot of ults to be used here on the side of Argentina. I would think Battletoad, he actually tried to go for the sound barrier, but got taken out mid-ult. France gonna win this one, Argentina, you don't, well, okay, well, DDX being very tricky on that Sombra, again, getting a little bit more percentage built up, but if you're Argentina, you do exactly what they're doing. You back off. You don't really commit.
I think it was a mistake for Leviathan to come in and use his tack visor as well. The initial kills had already been gained in favor of France. And at least AKM, though, is desuited temporarily, though he is going to resuit right now. So, window of time not really there. EMP is available. Can he get it? Does manage to hit a few.
That's the EMP. Soon with the stick on the Beast, he's going to get popped out of that mech, looking for the kill. Now they take out Leviathan. And this is a bit more of a solid defense from France coming in. Necta did get the kill into AKM, but it's still looking pretty good for the red team here. Yeah, Necta on the retreat. Soon does get hacked. And Klaus going for the kill. Ooh, he missed the melee. Yeah, back out. Yeah.
Argentina's just getting too desperate. They're over-committing to ultimates on every one of these fights when they had time just to go ahead, build up to 6, and try and at least force France to use some of theirs. But France, to their credit, has remained stalwart. Soon, with the quick kills, makes it so that France doesn't have to commit any ultimates of their own to these defenses.
Here we go, EMP used by France. Klaus throws into Pulse Bomb right after that. DDX already down. He had made that swap over to Zenyatta now as well. It's a brawl. Nico can pull out that Dragon Blade if he feels the need. France playing a pretty aggressive defense here, kind of chasing Argentina back as they buy themselves a bit more time. And man, it is a heartbreaker for Argentina to come so close. And I think you're right. I think it is just a little bit of over-eagerness, right? They don't have that patience that they need right now to close this map out, because really this should be an attack round that they should finish with a much better time bank thing.
It's just a few instances of miscommunication, and DDX dies to Nico after the sound barrier. That is rough. They're falling apart here at the end.
Yeah, I think so. I think France may have a good opportunity to hold here. They've only got to last for another 35 seconds or so, and they have got a ton of ultimates, 6 ultimates to do it with.
Yeah, France has definitely looked very good on this defense so far, but Argentina, unfortunately, really hasn't been able to make it competitive.
Yep. Here we go. EMP used by Unko. This is the chance for France. That was not supposed to rhyme. Doesn't matter. AKM got a couple kills. Whoa, it's self-destruct fever here as Argentina tries to fight back, but they've lost too many. And now with just 10 seconds remaining, can they get the delay? Can they go for some sort of desperation fight? It's going to be tough to even get there.
They're playing on the chokes right now. Klaus has to zip in and then immediately recall out. This is it for Argentina.
A nice pulse bomb on the Necta, soon getting a good start for France. Getting a couple kills as Klaus goes down at the crucial moment. Beast out of the mech, doesn't get the call down like he wants to, and Argentina not going to be able to finish this one out. This is going to be a team kill and a win for France on Horizon Lunar Colony.
Oh man, that was just so close for Argentina though. Getting the 2 ticks with about 3.5 minutes remaining. France again though, when their backs are against the wall, they buckle down. Really, you could see the communication and the ult economy become much better and much more conservative in terms of how they're chaining their ultimates together. And it's that discipline and skill as a team that really comes through for France.
That's right. There are a lot of good D.Va self-destructs there. And I know the song goes, "Don't cry for me, Argentina," but right now I feel like, "Don't cry for Argentina, me," because it's so tragic seeing them come this close. I'm shedding a tear, man. It's tough.
I mean, honestly, it is impressive, though. For
the United States. Let's go to this map. We're so educational.
No stereotypes there at all.
No, not at all. No. Argentina on the attack here on Route 66. France trying to shore up the defense on Big Earls, as you often see. And DDX not going with the Sombra, sticking with the Zenyatta this time around. Wins, gets stopped by Necta. Good start, as they lose Nox as well. So Argentina actually getting a pretty good push going here. If they can deal with Soon. Uh-oh, Soon's like, yeah, I better. Don't mind me. Don't mind me, I'm just Tracer, just visiting. Just
finally goes down. Actually does get staggered pretty badly there, so the payload going to keep rolling soon. Just seeing if he could maybe stop it for a little longer by coming in at the very end using that rewind, but not going to have much of an opportunity. And the rest of the team Argentina coming back from the spawn now. Supports there.
Yep.
Moving over to the high ground opposite of Big Earls.
And Klaus looking for more victims. They take out Nox again. They've been actually doing a pretty good job of hunting him down, and the sick melee finisher onto Unko means this payload is going to keep moving for the moment.
That's a stick. That's a big stick.
Got the double kill. And Argentina coming out strong on Route 66.
That's right. You can tell Klaus is an American right now too, because he's carrying a big stick though.
I guess so. Not speaking softly though, man. There's voice lines everywhere in this game. That's a reference everybody will get. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Well, France has to back off a little bit. They had a little bit of time to reset here on the streets phase. So Argentina though, good strong start.
Definitely, but France has pretty much on all of these maps started out a little bit weaker, but ramped it well up by the time the map ends. So maybe seeing the same thing here is, of course, very difficult to finish out all 3 points on Route 66.
Self-destruct comes through, but no kills claimed. Beast actually gets back into the mech, which is good, but look at this, man. Argentina, again, winning this fight handily. Only a single kill for Nico onto Leviathan, and with the respawn so close for the offense, with the payload where it is, that's not a big deal for Argentina at all.
No, not at all. France at least is coming up on some big ultimates though, Unko. Not close to the trans, but everybody else going to be there quite quickly. Argentina though, their ult economy has been used a bit better. Maybe didn't have to throw out the self-destruct on that last push, but everything else looking good for them.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to get a good push started at least. Unko going down immediately. Wow, Klaus is getting better every map, isn't he? AKM going for the Hail Mary. No kills with that pulse bomb though. Meanwhile, Soon goes down. Klaus is just on fire right now. Takes out Nico. This kid is unstoppable.
Yeah, he's doing great. A little bit of a slow start on the first map of this series, but since then, he has been absolutely amazing against one of the top Tracer players here at the Overwatch World Cup.
I mean, for being on a team that's down 0-3 in this 4-game series, he has continued to look better every single map.
Well, Wins is being kind of left out to dry here as well. They've got to stop the rest of Argentina from killing their Lucio player first every time.
That might help a little bit. All right, Dragon Blade time. And it looks like France is finally going to get a little bit of a hold going, courtesy of the Genji ultimate. Nico gets the 3 kill, and that'll be the cleanup. Argentina finally having to back up and reset a bit.
Yeah, they are. They did have to use the Primal Rage and the Dragon Blade, though, but Argentina not really looking too good in terms of ultimates themselves. So this may be a little bit of a hold here for France, as Argentina going to have to be methodical in their approach right now.
Yeah, only close to 3 ultimates right now. Could get the self-destruct Transcendence fairly soon on the Argentina side of things. Pulse bomb up for Klaus. We know what he's done with that in the past. So DDX goes down. Now they're finally getting a little bit better about hunting down these support players. France starting to stabilize big time.
I mean, DDX came around the corner right there, peeked, and then ate a right click from Unko. So that's just an unfortunate early pickoff for Argentina. But France manages to make another hold without having to use either of their support ults. So very important pickoff right there.
Sure enough. Argentina trying to take the long way around, being a little bit sneaky with the engage. They are pretty close to taking point B now. Soon getting into the back lines, and that's going to be a problem for DDX. So low, has to pop the Transcendence to stay alive, but he's already lost a few members of the team. I do not think that was worth it. You
have to be willing to wipe right there if you're DDX. Totally. The kills were already through. Yes, Soon was getting damage onto you, but again, France, the later we go into these games, the more they tighten up their defenses, and this time they just win the ult economy battle once again, and Argentina is going to be in a very desperate situation for the rest of this attack.
We're starting to see that sort of frantic part of Argentina's play, where they get into these situations nearly every map, and suddenly they start to panic. Suddenly they don't use ults efficiently anymore, and here we are again, you know? Sound barrier comes in, but where's the follow-up? Sound barrier for France as well. And what's Argentina left with at the end of all this? Not a whole lot.
It's actually okay for Argentina. They're going to have another push, though, and France layered their support ultimates in that last fight. So using both of them at the same time means that they may have overcommitted and given Argentina a small window. DDX is going to have well, if he doesn't die right here and get brutally staggered, that's not good. There still should be enough time to get him back. And at least he's going to...
that's a problem.
Oh, that is huge.
Goodbye, Necta. Well, that's a big stick.
Oh, man. There was definitely an opportunity for Argentina now. They're going to have less time to work with. Some of them should still be able to get back to that cart, but Necta dying so late is going to be an issue.
Yeah, 3 ultimates to use. I mean, pairing that EMP with the TAC visor could be devastating for France. They're going to need to come up really big with these ultimates.
Here we go.
EDX going up. There's the EMP. Where's the TAC visor? Leviathan. He's not there.
He's getting chased around by the Winston Doa. He hasn't had any time to use this. Can't even get to the health back.
What a tragedy for Argentina.
Oh, no.
Almost certainly the end of their push here. It is the end of their push. Nico with the Dragon Blade. Yeah, Necta may have gotten the kill, but France with the numbers advantage big time. Unko fighting back a bit. And that should be pretty soon. The OT bar ticking down. Argentina keeping it alive for the moment, and that is not a TAC visor that's going to do a whole lot. Sorry, Leviathan.
Your bullets just vanishing, melting into thin air.
Getting matrixed. That's the past tense of matrix, right?
I'm pretty sure it is.
I think I'm right on that one. Well, France holding strong on the second stage here, and you know, it's the same old story every single map. Argentina coming out strong, and then when the pressure's on, these guys fall apart a bit. That
delay was just so heartbreaking for Argentina, though.
Yeah.
But Nox, again, good communication from France. They knew the Leviathan was trying to get into position for the TAC visor, and Nox was there just chasing him around in the back line, and he had no protection, and that soldier is going to have a really tough time with the Winston in his face. So because of that, they couldn't get the engage they wanted, and that was just about it. Argentina coming so very close to pushing through at least that second point there. That really did hang on a razor's edge after Rogue made the France rather made the mistake of layering their support ults.
Yeah.
So that, well, you know, Flame said it on the desk. A lot of these, it's been 1 or 2 fights away. Really, it has been really, really close.
Yeah, easily the closest series of the night here. And I mean, despite it being probably a 4-0 for France, as we look at the fact that France doesn't really need to push it all that far to take the win, it should be achievable. You know, it's definitely one of the closest series of maps I've seen in a while.
Yeah, and at least we get to see DDX again probably on the Sombra here. I do think that using Sombra on the defense on the first point of Route 66 can be good, of course, because the big health pack is so centrally located in the gas station that you have a lot of ability to take advantage of that when it's on the lower cooldown.
Yeah. So you think they kept the truck running while they piled a bunch of crates around it? The wheels still looked like they were on there. Huh. I don't know if that's a good idea.
Why do they just have platforms rotating in circles on the ceiling, Doa? That seems like not, you know, pretty inefficient use of resources and energy.
you ask that question, but then my answer is, where else would Bastion sit? Where's he going to be if you don't have a moving platform to sit on in turret form? There you go. Check and mate.
I lose. You're right.
Thank you. France on the attack. Let's just move on at this point. France on the attack here, only having to push it about 2/3 of the way through. Hi, Soon. Through point B. Soon very confident that defense matrix will save his life. And they know exactly where that Sombra is going to be. DDX, a bit predictable.
I mean, you can know where she's going to be, but you can't stop the translocator going back to that health pack. But you can stop Leviathan as Nox gets onto him once again.
That's right.
Well, that's
payload rolls.
Yeah, that's going to be a pretty quick attack there. But DDX probably will be able to get the EMP up prior to them actually moving the cart all the way to point A. So there will be another chance here for Argentina to defend, and they will be able to do it with an EMP.
Yep, DDX just back now. It's going to be a close call. Getting there in time. It is going to be really tight. He's probably going to have a few members of his team kind of delay for a moment. Klaus is there, working as best he can to just stop that payload for a moment. DDX on the run back. There's the EMP now. Where's the follow-up? Oh, that's not the follow-up Argentina was looking for. AKM popping the Diva out of the mech, getting the kill as well. And France...
Yeah, they only got Soon out of that because France was already posted on the high ground.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the cleanup they're looking for as Unko grabs a couple of kills and France already through point A. 5 minutes.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one for Argentina to defend. It's possible, but unlikely.
It is unlikely. And they're not going to have a good fight, at least to start things off here. DDX trying to get into the back lines and at least make sure he can control some of these health packs. But Nox is ready for him, knows exactly where he's going to be. And France is pushing very far forward and even using the primal rage soon with 2 kills on the pulse bomb. And that is going to make so much room for the payload here for France.
France is done with this match, man. They are getting so aggressive on the offense, blocking the spawn, camping it, just making sure Argentina can't even get out to defend.
Well, that was just such a great double play there by Nox and Soon at the choke point. Yes, they had to use both ults, but 100% worth it considering France has all of the rest of their ults to use right now.
I'll go with the Transcendence as the defense keeps moving. Necta does go down and nobody to defend against this tac visor now for AKM. Tons of damage brought against the Argentinian team. And this is almost the end of things, I would say, for Argentina. Putting up a good fight in the previous maps, but Rogue is pretty much right there. DDX using the invisibility to delay the payload for a little bit. Clever move with the Sombra, something you absolutely have to do. And it bought time for his team to get back. So let's see. They need a big defense here. Soon going down is certainly a good start.
Yeah, Unko, though, just trying to target out the rest of these aggressive supports that are trying to zone him away. Nico in a bit of trouble, though, and Argentina may be able to hold this for the moment. Wins.
Whoa, I can fly.
Wow.
AKM taking the power of flight next level, but then not quite surviving the landing. Either way, Argentina able to stabilize a bit here on the defense, but they've got to defend for another 3 minutes. And that's still going to be pretty tough, especially with a couple good ultimates up for France right now.
And they also have a desuited Diva, so another problem, but the EMP gets recharged.
Yeah, doesn't hit Unko though, and I don't think that EMP hit a lot of members of France.
Yeah, it was also a bit too late, unfortunately, to cancel the sound barrier, Doa, which would have been the best opportunity to use it. So that's going to be a win here for France, 4-0, but Argentina certainly giving them a run for their money.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's a great score for France to have. 4-0s are really important to have in this group stage, but at the same time, Argentina has shown themselves as a team that absolutely needs to be taken seriously in this tournament.
Yeah, but you can, even though this Argentinian team has been practicing together nonstop, for the